Hey guys, how's it going? iSellMyYuGiOh here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a special video, actually, of me dueling with my Flamvell deck that I'm going to be showcasing soon on my channel. Deck profile is going to be uploaded very soon, but at first I wanted to give you a glimpse of what this deck is capable of doing. So as you can see here, I get the first pick, and I actually draw Rekindling, Flamvell Fire Dog, Future Fusion, Soul Morning, Gurus of the Emissary of the Darkness, and Pot of Avarice. So I'm going to play my Future Fusion first, because I want to make sure I can use it and dump my materials in the graveyard. Because the whole purpose of the deck is to dump your Flamvells in the graveyard and use Rekindling and get them back and go into synchro shenanigans and combos and stuff to annoy your opponent. Now what I'm doing here is I'm setting my Flamvell Fire Dog face down, so he actually sets a face down card. Usually when an opponent sets a face down card, it's usually most of the time less than a 1900 defense. So I'm trying to get him to put it into face down so I can flip face up and attack him and get my special summon off my Fire Dog's effect. So now he's thinking. I mean, it's taking quite a while to think. I don't know what he's going through his mind. So basically the whole purpose of the deck is fueling your graveyard and drawing your Rekindlings. And with the aid of Pot of Avarice, instead of having Rekindling remove your cards from play, send them back to your deck and recycle. You basically lose nothing. Now I'm lucky here, I picked up a Morphing Jar, which is an outing for me if I'm empty and no more cards in hand. It can be really good. It's also good first turn when you want to send all your Flamvells that you drew. You want to send them to the graveyard. And that's the best way you could do it with Morphing Jar, because you're accomplishing your purpose right there. So here I destroy his Treeborn Frog. I synchro summon for Stardust, just in order to get myself some decent defense, because in this meta you have a lot of spells and traps and spell trap effects and effect monsters that destroy your cards. And what's good with Stardust, it has a decent damage, which is 2500. It can face Utopia really nicely, which is still a good, and it has a negation effect, which is really awesome. So now he special summons his Treeborn Frog, and I'm like, I wonder what he's gonna do. And guess what? He actually did the impossible. He pulled out a creature swap. I didn't know he would have that, but you never know what they reserve you. So I send him my Stardust Dragon reluctantly, and I just wait to see what he's gonna do. So my first standby phase has passed for Future Fusion. I'm waiting for my second standby phase already. I'm like, if I can get it out, it's gonna be really awesome. And you'll see how. So now he's like, I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I would have attacked, got me some damage out, but he decides to tribute Stardust for this. I forgot his name, but activates Soul in Morning, and finishes right there. I'd rather lose 2000 than lose my Future Fusion, because you'll see why. So now I'm like, I wonder what's gonna happen. Set my Dimensional Prison that I just picked out of my deck. Send by phase 2, so I can special summon now my bird, but instead I go with Rekindling first, because I want to think, I want to give myself some time to think. Special summon my Flamvells, and then I actually synchro into Flamvell Deity, Ancient Flamvell Deity, which has basically the most awesome effect for all the Flamvell monsters. You get to banish from the graveyard a number of cards equal to the amount of cards that the user has up in his hands, and you gain 200 attack for each card you banished. So basically now I'm at 2900. So I'll tell the guy I'm at 2900. He didn't react, so I'm like, wow, he must have something prepared. I special summon my bird, and then I'm like, wow, I'm not gonna OTK him like this, so I'm gonna summon my Gores. Yeah, normal summon, because I tribute summoned it. You're allowed to, right? So now I'm looking at 5 cards, and instead of having him remove from Rekindling, I'm gonna use my Pot of Avarice and put everything back in my deck, just to make sure. it was pretty much GG over here. I don't know if he had a Gorz, Drag, or whatever other defense you can have in your hand. Battle Faders, you know. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna play it till the end. You know, send my Pot of Avarice to the graveyard after using it, shuffle my deck, and draw my 2 cards. I get Mind Control, which is pretty good, and Marshmallow. I usually use this to stall in bad situations. I know it's in my deck, but I might remove it because I feel like it doesn't have its place. I'm gonna replace it with something much more useful. Anyways, you'll check it out. This is my first duel of my deck actually here. You can call it luck or not, but I believe in this deck, and it's pretty decent. So here I go for 2007, 2008, and 2900 for the OTK. If you like this type of video, I'm gonna be making more voiceovers of my duels that I'm gonna, you know, record as I play on Dueling Network.